Plantscape revenue is vanity. Plantscape profit is sanity. And cash is reality. Here's the uncomfortable truth. A busy Plantscape company can still go broke. Therefore, let's focus on financial systems. That's next.
It's the Plantscape Business School Podcast. This is the podcast for growing not just beautiful plants, but thriving plantscape businesses. Here's your host, longtime Plantscape business owner, systems nerd, and small business innovator, Brad Miller.
Hi, this is Brad, and welcome to another episode of Plantscape Business School Podcast. This week, we're talking about financial systems. And I want to start by digging into that business proverb again. Revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, cash is reality, or cash is king. What exactly does that mean? It's this. It doesn't matter how much you make, it's how much you keep. You see, there's nothing quite so frustrating as doing all the work, being busy, making the sales, doing the order fulfillment, managing the people, and not have the money in the bank. So think of it in this way. Big hat, no cattle. You see, your life and your business can look really good from the outside, but on the inside, there's no money in the bank. So in personal life and in business life, it's about both income and net worth. And so we're going to focus on financial systems, and you'll be happy to know that we're not going to focus on financial statements. You see, you could be really good as a CPA looking at balance sheets and profit and loss and all of the income statements, but not know how to build a successful and profitable CPA firm. And the same is true in any type of business. So it's about both. Building a business is about financial systems that create money, lots of money. So I want to start with a couple that are more around your belief systems and your mindset around money. The first one is sales. How do you think about sales or top line revenue? Your money system begins with sales because your business needs money flowing in, and that's how you get money to flow in. You make sales. I like to think about it like this. Who in your company is waking up today thinking about where the next sale is coming from? Friend, that's a function of prospecting. And as a sales organization, you're putting new prospects into your sales funnel every day, every week, so that you have people that are in all different stages of the sale. Think about prospects like seeds. You have to be planting new seeds every day in order to reap a harvest later down. Most people think about the now buyers only, and if they're not ready to buy now, oh, I can just ignore them and go on to the next thing. No, a good sales organization focuses on prospecting, nurturing, and closing. There's a lot of nurturing that goes on, but in order to do nurturing, you have to have the prospects. So prospecting, nurture, lots of nurturing, then a close. Number two is your pricing. Here's a mindset. You're known as a premier provider. And as a premier provider, you charge premium prices. Do you want to know if you're charging enough for your services? Has anyone ever said to you, your prices are just too high? Friend, if no one has ever said that to you, that your prices are too high, I want to challenge you that your prices are not high enough. You want to have some price resistance because that's where you bring your salesmanship and your marketing to the table. So pricing is also about marketing and it's about salesmanship. And so I'm not talking about gouging, but I'm just saying there's a lot of times where we're not having an appreciation for the amazing work that we're doing, and people will happily pay premium pricing for what we do. So think about the fact that maybe it's not your pricing, but it's your salesmanship, your selling skills that might need a little bit of tweaking and some work. Number 3 is monthly recurring revenue. So think about your monthly recurring revenue as a financial system. It is the ultimate financial system. It's the system that every business wants. They want to have revenue that's coming in every month. And here's how to have a mindset and a financial system around your monthly recurring revenue. It's this: you don't sell anything. Everything is monthly recurring revenue, even if and especially your decorative containers. Yes, you got to have some cash in reserve to make that happen, but once you get it rolling, it is a beautiful thing. And so listen, you don't ask the prospect what they prefer. Do you want to lease? Do you want to buy? No, you choose. It's your company. It's your financial system. That's huge. Number 4 is invoicing and accounts receivable. Invoicing is about invoicing fast and invoicing early. As soon as the work is done, make sure that your client is getting the invoice. And so if you do a new installation, maybe the invoice is delivered by the installation team. They do a walkthrough with the new client and then they just pass on, and then they know that that invoice is due upon receipt. And then when I say invoice early, we always invoice in advance. We've been doing that for years and years. No one ever complains. No one ever questions it. So if we're invoicing for May's service, we're sending out that invoice April 15th and it's due on May 1st. Beautiful thing. And then in accounts receivable, you want to take your accounts receivable seriously. It's a number that you're looking at all the time and you're working it. Someone in your office is working your accounts receivable every week. Listen, the older that your accounts receivable get, the harder they are to collect. And so you're working your accounts receivable with diligence. Think about it this way: what you tolerate, you encourage. If you're tolerating slow payers, you're saying it's okay to pay us whenever the heck you want. No, accounts receivable is about cash flow, and you want to keep the cash flowing in because cash is always flowing out, right? So invoice early and work your accounts receivable with diligence. Number 5 is your bottom line net profit. So don't just celebrate your top line sales. Yes, that's great, but also it's about not just what you make, but what you keep. And so that's the bottom line net. And that is about eliminating waste. It's about innovation. And it's being smart with your operations, with your labor, with your people, with your training. And then also, I want you to think about lean, L-E-A-N. And I'm going to do a whole episode on lean coming up. But lean is a business philosophy. It was started in the manufacturing industry, but now every type of business has embraced lean. And the 2 pillars of lean are this. Number 1, you create value. And number 2, you eliminate waste. And I love this little caveat. If the client doesn't value it, it's waste. So if you want to learn more about that right now, just do a little search on lean, type in Tim Woods, and Tim Woods is an acronym for the 8 different types of waste in every type of business, and you'll get a good little starter on that. Lastly is your financial dashboard, your data. And this is probably what you were thinking of when you thought about financial systems. And so I would encourage you to create your own dashboard. And it's a quick snapshot of everything that's going on in your business. And you go over it with your leadership team every week. This is what's on our financial dashboard. Number 1 is sales. New sales and add-on sales to existing clients. Those 2 are separate. And you've heard me say before maybe that sales to existing clients are some of the most profitable. And so that's part of your sales strategy. Yes, you're looking for new clients, new accounts, but you're also selling into your existing accounts. Number 3 is losses. You're going to have some losses, but you want to make sure that you're finding out why it was a loss. And if at all possible, you're doing an exit interview with that client, because so many times you can save the account if you understand why they were canceling. Maybe it's new management, maybe they just needed a little reduction, but it's a face-to-face with someone so that you can try and save the account. So losses. Another number that we track on our financial dashboard is monthly recurring revenue as a whole. So that's a really fun number to watch. You want to make sure that it's always growing. Yes, it's going to go backwards sometimes, but sales are outpacing losses. That's the goal. Another one to focus on in your dashboard is your sales funnel. And again, you want to make sure that you're adding new prospects and you're looking in the sales funnel as to what's going to close next. Where's our next account coming from? So that's on the dashboard. We have cash in the bank, and we've said that because we are an all-in, we don't sell anything, we want to make sure that we have enough cash to finance the new sales, the new accounts that are coming. And then lastly, something that we focus on is payroll. The most significant expense, right? Your labor, making sure that your payroll is in proportion to your revenue. So a quick recap for your financial systems. Number 1 is sales, top line sales. Number 2, pricing. You're a premier provider with premier pricing. Number 3 is monthly recurring revenue, embracing that, leaning into it. Number 4 is invoicing and accounts receivable. Number 5 is lean thinking, figuring out how to eliminate waste to grow that bottom line. And then lastly is your dashboard. You're a very data-driven company. If we focus on those, we will create such a confidence and a peace of mind that there's enough money in our company to finance the future. We'll see you next week as we talk about people systems.
Thanks for listening to the Plantscape Business School podcast. If today's episode helped you think differently about your Plantscape business, share it with a fellow owner and make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an episode. For tools, training, and resources to help you build a business that really works, visit plantscapebusinessschool.com. Plantscape Business School. Uncomplicate your business and expand your life.